Hi, Yuhao. Hi. Hello, hello. I have no idea, Yuhao. No idea. Maybe he changed. Maybe the person changed the name already. Why you so happy? You seems like you're in a good mood today. Okay, I'm gonna start. All right. Okay, it's 7. Okay, so I'm gonna start today. Is actually TikTok live for primary 4 science. All right. Those of you who are in primary 4 or even primary 5, your end of year exam should be coming. Okay, so I'll be going through P4 science today. Okay, hi. Okay, if you know the answer, you can actually just send in through the chat. Okay, the TikTok chat. Hi. Okay. Okay, everybody, let's look at this question over here. You all can hear me, right? Okay, over here. All right, it says that, okay, so basically this question, all right, it says that study the two setups, part A and setups A and B as shown below. Okay, so they mention always remember to take note of important key points. What are the important points to take note of is that they're asking for the aim. The aim of the experiment is to find out the three words to find out tells you that that is the aim of the experiment. Okay, so he wants to find out what he wants to find out what thing is needed for germination. Okay, and always remember your aim consists of your changed and measured variable. Okay, your aim usually will consist of your changed and measured variable. So you need to identify what is my change variable, what is my measured variable. Okay, change variable basically means something that is different in the experiment. Okay, so wow, so fast. Today we got science boot camp. Science is tomorrow. You mean the P5 one? So Nugget, that means you disclosed yourself already. You're P5. Okay, so over here, what happened is that always identify your change variable. Okay, change variable is something different. So can you tell me what is different? Look at the diagram here. What is so different between setup A and setup B? What is different between setup A and setup B? Okay, yes. Okay, you can see that from the header. Okay, one is moist, one is dry, right? So when one is moist, one is dry. Okay, moist basically means that there's a presence of water. Okay, moist means there is water. Dry means there is no water. So these water or having water or no water is my change variable. Okay, very good. So and in your aim, hello, you will have your changed and measured variable. Okay, hello. Chill guy. So change variable is usually mentioned first, usually, but not all the time. Okay, in the aim. Okay, and that is needed for germination. So whether the seed germinates or not, whether the seed grows or not, that this is my measured variable. Okay, MV means measured variable. So just insert your change variable inside here, which is very good. I've seen a lot of you send in that your answer is 3. Okay, which is 3. That's correct. Okay, take note. Number 1 cannot, number 2 cannot, number 4 cannot, because these 3 things, okay, is not, let me just arrow it, okay, not the change variable. Okay, if it's not the change variable, it should not be in your aim. Okay. Hi. Don't spam, okay? Okay, everyone, all right? Any questions so far for this? Who is Oma? Okay. Okay. Any questions? No? No? Okay, very good. And let's move on to the next one. Okay. Okay, I'm going to show you the top part first. If not, you'll get blocked by the headers on top. Okay, so over here it says that a delivery rider placed 2 ordered items in 2 identical containers A and B as shown below. Okay, so based on the above information, which one of the following graphs correctly shows the temperature change of the contents in the two boxes after a few hours. Now, take note. This is P4. Yes. This yeah, I'll be doing P4 science TikTok live now. Yeah, nowadays really because P6 is over. So for me I'll be doing P4. Okay, can? All right. But if you're P5, it's fine, what? You're because your P5 exam is gonna test you on P4 stuff as well. Okay, so everybody, so please take note, okay, for this. They always look out what is so different. A is hot pizza. Okay, if it's hot pizza, basically means that what? The temperature is what at the start? Hello? Yes, very most of you so fast. The temperature should be what at the start? Higher, right? It should be the highest at the start because it's really hot. Hot pizza, it should start at a high temperature. Okay? While cold drinks, cool bottled drinks, it should start at a lower temperature. Okay? So you can see from here, A starts at high, B starts at low. This one cannot, right? The starting point, they are not of the same temperature at the start of the experiment. So number 2 is wrong. Number 3, A is high, B is low. And same for number 4. But how come I choose a lot of you say number 1, right? How come number 1? How come not? How come not? How come not number 3? Any idea? Hi. Yes, I see some of you say you should reach room temperature. Okay, can. All right. So take note that for A, right? Always remember, if something is hot, hot things will gain heat or lose heat. Can you remember a science concept? Got hot things gain heat or lose heat? Hot things, yes. Hot thing is supposed to lose heat, right? So for A, it it is a hot thing. It is supposed to lose heat. A temperature is supposed to decrease. Okay? So this one, number 1 shows me that A decrease in temperature. Number 2 doesn't shows me. Number 3 doesn't shows me that A decrease in temperature. Number 4, so number 3 wrong already. But number 4, it shows me A decrease. But what about B? But what about B? For very good, a lot of you very good. Cool bottled drinks. If it's something that is cold, cold things should gain heat. Yes, very good. Okay, so cold things is supposed to gain heat. So if it gains heat, it is supposed to increase in temperature. So B should show an increase in temperature. Number 1, it did show that increase in temperature. And then it eventually, a lot of you said this, okay? Very good. It will eventually reach room temperature. Very good. Okay? Take note. B is supposed to increase, but it shouldn't decrease. Okay, so for option 4, B is wrong. Okay, again? All right, so your answer, very good. It's supposed to be number 1. Okay, very good. Are you P6? You still watching this? Uh, Lucas, this is P4 science. They haven't learned condensation yet. Okay, that's why this question is this answer. But anyway, condensation, yes, the condensation can happen, but it will not affect the temperature. It will only affect the mass because condensation means there's more water droplets. But that is P5 stuff. I'm not gonna go too much into it to confuse the P4s because there are some P4s watching this. Okay, okay? All right, so everyone, okay? Okay? Okay, so good. Oh no, we cannot be 4 because cool drinks gain heat, so temperature is supposed to increase. Okay, so everyone, okay, I'm gonna move on and let's look at question 3. Sec one still, yeah, I know, but no, I was talking about the P6s because they just finished their PSLE. They're so hardworking to watch the TikTok still. Some of them are enjoying life already. Okay, let's look at question 3. Okay. All right, so let's look at question 3. Okay, and they said that Kumar wanted to find out. Yeah, you did that before. To find out which materials are magnetic. Okay, so listen up. The moment you see the word to find out, okay, that is the word of the experiment. Can you all remember? To find out. That is the very good, Sushi Monster. That is the aim. Wow, a lot of you. Very good. Okay. Wow. So many, Gwen. Very good. Yes, very good. This is P4 revision. P4 got P3 topics also. Okay. So over here, this is the aim of the experiment. Very good. Okay. And your aim, I repeat myself. Just now, question one, I also say the same thing. Your aim will always have your change, most of the time, will have your change and measured variable indicated for you. So based on this, can anyone tell me what's my change variable in this experiment? Look at the aim to find out which materials, W, X, Y, Z, are magnetic. Change variable is something that is different. Different in the experiment. Materials, very good, a lot of you, very good. Yes, materials will be the change variable in this experiment. Very good. Okay, now, then what do you think the person is trying to look out for? What's my measured variable here? Very good. All of you that mentioned type of material, materials, very good. You got it. But what's my measured variable here? What do you think the person is trying to look out for? What is the person trying to record? Take note, measured variable is like the results of the experiment. What do you think the person is trying to record? Magnetism? Okay, okay, you got the idea there. Yes. They're trying to find out, they're trying to see, they will record. They want to know which one is magnetic. So the person have to record, okay, whether the material is magnetic or not. That would be my results of the experiment. Okay, so very good. So this is my measured variable. But how do I know whether the change variable, the materials are magnetic? Then we look at the bottom part. Okay, I screw up a bit. Okay, they say that he held the same bar magnet above each setup below and made the following observations. Okay, let me go. This one, the second sentence not so crucial. We have to go down to the bottom here. Based on his observation, which of the following best describes the magnetic property of the materials? Now, based on the diagram, okay, yes, very good. A lot of you got it correct. So based on the diagram, distance at which they are attracted, very good. Okay, in a way that will tell me whether the magnetic material or the object is magnetic or not. All right. So, but let's look at this. Okay, for W, when the magnet is pretty close to the object, did it get attracted? Is there any attraction for W? Why a lot of you sending in your answer? Okay, hold on. Later, then I answer y'all. No, right? There is nothing is happening. Okay, so over here you can see that it did not get attracted. Not attracted, right? Okay, but what about Y? What about Y? Y suddenly it's like floating like that, right? So if it's floating, basically means that what? It is being, yes, it's very good. If someone said yes, it is being attracted. Okay, so anything that can be attracted by a magnet, they are what? Can you remember the science concept? Very good. Siming, or this? Yes, you have. Mm-hmm. Even if it repel, right? It's a magnet, right? Magnets are made out of what type of materials? Magnets must be made out of magnetic materials, right? We don't find aluminium magnets. Magnets are made out of steel or iron. So it is still magnetic. Yes. Okay, okay? Even if you're thinking of repulsion, but you cannot assume that there's repulsion because they didn't move away. You cannot see that it moved away. Okay, okay? Alright, so over here, but for Z, you cannot, yeah, even okay, so take note. Yeah. If it repel means you to identify repulsion, the thing must move away. Okay, you must be very, very, very careful with this. Okay, Ken? All right. And based on this, okay, they already tell you that based on the options, there's only one magnetic and one non-magnetic. So cannot be two magnetic. Right? Always choose the one that you are 100% sure of. You're not 100% sure whether W is magnetic, but based on the experiment, you can see that you can determine that it's non-magnetic. Okay, because this one is definitely magnetic. If I have to choose one, you can't possibly choose W as magnetic, right? So you have to choose Y as a magnetic material. Okay, and you we have to if we have to choose either one of it, W will be non-magnetic. Okay, but you're trying not to overthink things. Okay, repulsion means they must move away to indicate repulsion. Understand? Okay, all right. So don't overthink it. If not, you will start losing marks if you are overthinking too much. Okay, can? All right. So Z, why you can is not possible to tell is because it is too far. Okay, the distance change, it becomes too far. So why it cannot? Why it not? It's not possible to tell it because the magnet might not be strong enough to attract Z because the distance that is being placed is too far away from Z. So take note over here, not strong enough, might be not strong enough. Okay, so we cannot determine whether Z is magnetic or non-magnetic. Okay, all right, so it's not possible to tell. Okay, yes, very good. So your answer is supposed to be number one. Most of you got it correct. Okay, okay, very good. A lot of you got it. Okay, so yay, very good. P5 live is by teacher KH. I think his is next week. Yeah. Hey, very good. Congratulations. You got it correct. Okay. Hey, Yu Hao, don't say that, okay? I'm not sure what it meant, but don't say that. Okay. All right, I'm gonna move on. Okay. Okay, so let's look at question 4. Okay, if you know the answers, you can send in to me, but let me show you the top part of the question first. Okay, they're asking us to study the diagram below carefully. Okay, and what happened is A, B, and C are blocks made of from the same material. They already say it's the same material, and Sarah then placed A, B, and C in the measuring cylinder filled with water. Okay, take note. Don't get confused here. When you are trying to place an object into measuring cylinder that contains water, you have to think, what property am I trying to find out here? Measuring cylinder is used to measure what? Is it used to measure mass or is it used to measure volume? Yes, very good. It's very similar. Yes, you must not get confused, okay? So, measuring cylinder is used to measure, to record the volume of an object. Volume basically means that the amount of space it occupies. Did it take up a lot of space or did it take up very little space? Okay, volume is about the amount of space an object occupied. Very good. All right, very good. Thank you for all your answers. Very good, fantastic. Okay, but what happens is that these are the volumes. You see, water is all the same, 50 ml of water at the start. After they place the objects, the final volume is being recorded. Okay, the question is asking us which of the following is correct. But what is the correct thing? The first question is asking for largest mass. Okay, if I'm looking at mass, do I look at, I don't look at volume, right? You already say already. We don't look at the measuring cylinder. We have to look at the diagrams here. Okay? Can? So these diagrams, based on what you can see here, can you determine which one has the largest mass? We focus on mass first. We do the one with the largest mass first. C? Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Very good. Okay. So it's actually C. Why is it C? Because you can see that although B is heavier at the start, okay, based on the first diagram, H means heavier. Okay. B is heavier, right? But when the person use B and compare it with C, C goes down. The ones at the bottom of your balance is always the one that's heavier. So C is actually the heaviest. Okay, based on the second diagram. Okay, so very good. So heaviest means that it has the largest mass. B doesn't have the largest mass. But what about the small? Very good. Thank you for all your answers. So what about the smallest volume? Now they're asking for smallest volume. Smallest volume, you need to do a little bit of math here. Okay, if not, you can just compare by looking at the final volume. Since the starting is the same, you can just straight away look at the numbers, the final volume. Okay, so smallest volume means that the number is supposed to be the greatest or the smallest. Capybara, are you the P6 capybara? Oh, must be careful, okay? So smallest volume, you look at the one that is the smallest. Okay, everybody, but be careful. In exams, sometimes they can purposely give you the initial volume of water to be different. Maybe one is 20, one is 30, one is 40. Okay, so you actually have to use your math minus final volume minus initial volume to get the original volume of the object itself. So depending on the question, this one they are nice enough to make everything the same at the start. Okay, can? So please be very, very careful. So for this, the smallest volume is the one that has the least or the least final volume of water. Okay, so this one is the smallest for B. Yes, so B has the smallest volume. Yes, a lot of you got it correct. I've seen a lot of three. A lot of you sent in three. Yes, three is the correct answer. Okay, very good. Yes, correct. Three is the correct answer. Okay, so but just a gentle reminder, please be very, very careful, okay? Do not just look at the final volume if the initial volume is different. Okay, sometimes they give you 30 for one of it, 40 for one of it, 20 for one of it. When it's like that, if it's different, you have to minus. Okay, to find the volume of the object itself. Okay, so please be very, very careful. Yes, correct, must minus. Okay? Be careful, okay? Don't be careless. Okay? Smallest volume means take up the least amount of space. So if the original is 50, right? Let's say the water level is 50. If it take up very little bit of space, you drop the object in, it will only push the water up a little bit. If it takes up a lot of space, it's going to push the water up a lot. Okay, so smallest volume means occupy the least amount of space. Okay, can? All right, so I'm gonna move on. Oh, Heather, I answered that question already. If the original volume is different from one another, you need to minus because initial volume is just water only. This is water only. This is water plus object. You remember your math? This one got two things: water and object. This one is just water. So to find the volume of object, minus the water. There's a little bit of math already. Okay, so if this one is different, all different numbers, you just have to take like 80 minus 50. Let's say this is 40, then you take 59 minus 40 to find the volume of the object. Okay, okay? All right, so I'm gonna move on. Okay? Yeah, a little bit of math here. Okay, some schools they will try to make the question difficult, then they make the initial volume different as well. Okay, so I'm gonna move on. Okay. All right, good. Okay, this one. This is your shadow, light and shadows topic. Okay, a lot of students until now still very confused about the light and shadows concept. All right, and heat as well. So you all must listen carefully. Okay, so the class is it will finish at 8. So the live is 7 to 8. Okay, yes, yes. Okay, over here. It says that Isaiah placed 3 rectangular sheets, okay, different materials, X, Y, and Z, in a straight line as shown below. Okay, they said that a square was cut out in the center of Y. Okay, that means so take note. Okay, this is the hole. A hole means that anything can pass through it. Okay, the light can pass through. Don't mistaken it as something else. Okay, so they cut out the square. Okay, and they also cut out a circle from Z. All right. So when the torch was switched on, a shadow was projected onto the screen as shown below. Okay, and let me just go down a bit. Okay, A for A, right? There is a standard answer to answer part A. Okay, they are asking you to state how a shadow is formed. Okay, the moment they ask, how is a shadow formed? Do you remember? The moment they ask about shadow, hello, hello. Okay, can you tell me what is that one word? At least that one word you must write. Shadow, you must say that what? Okay, I've seen a lot of you say blocked. Very good. Shadow. The moment they mention shadow, your answer must have the word block. Okay? Can not reflected. Reflected is to explain why someone can see something. Okay? Shadow, don't write anything about reflected. You have to talk about light is being blocked. Okay? So, and try to always write down the important property of light. Okay? First thing you must say is light travels in a straight line. Good. Okay, the property. First thing is the property of light. Light travels in a straight line. And it secondly, it is blocked by an what type of object? In this case, okay, we usually say opaque object, or you can say that an object that does not allow light to pass through. Okay, can opaque, or you could, if you don't know the spell opaque, you forgot the spell opaque, you can say it's blocked by an object that does not allow light to pass through. It's fine as well. Okay, so I'm gonna write this one down. All right, so you can say that. Okay, good. Okay, is when light travels in a straight line and is blocked by an opaque object. Yes, but this one they're not asking you about. You translucent also can, but the shadow is not that dark. Yeah, yeah, can. But usually is they mention, if they ask shadow, right? Unless they say dark shadow, a light shadow. If it's light shadow, then you mention translucent. If it's just shadow in general, we usually just the usual one is just talk about the opaque object. If you want to write both, also can. Is blocked by an opaque or translucent object. It's fine as well. But you must mention opaque. Okay? Travels in a straight line, blocked by opaque object, or you can say blocked by an object that does not allow light to pass through. Translucent, the shadow will be lighter. Lighter. Like something like this, you see? You see the grayish one? Yeah. If it's a translucent object, the shadow will be a bit more grayish rather than entirely black. Okay? Okay? Okay. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Okay, so for the next one over here, which materials allows most light to pass through? Okay, this one is very straightforward. Okay, if they allow most light to pass through, right, means that what? Would it have a shadow at all? Can you answer me? Is there any shadows at all? No, right? Yeah. If it allows most light to pass through, there should not be any shadow. Correct? Okay, very good. All right. So based on this, okay, which one do you think allows light to pass through? What do you think? You look at the shadow very carefully. Later I explain why. I want to see what you think first. Which one do you think allows all the light to pass through? Later then I explain why. More okay. A few. I see a few X. Oh, one Z. One Z. Okay. Okay, I've seen a mixture of X and Z. Okay, must remember, most light to pass through means that it should not form any shadow, right? No shadow form. Okay, so you need to understand. Okay, look at the positioning of the objects. You see this one, right? X, right? X, are there any holes? There are no holes, right? But if you look at the shadow here, what does it shows me? In the middle, there is no shadow at the circle here, which also tells me that light actually went through this circular part. Okay, so basically, right, or try to draw your path of light so you can visualize better. Okay, so for me, let me draw. Okay, let's say light from the torch. It actually go to Y. Okay, then it go to Z. Something like this. Okay, hold on. Let me draw so you can see clearly. Okay, and then it forms on the screen. Okay, so basically this tells me that my path of light, okay, it comes out from the torch. It managed to go through X because if X blocks all the light, right? If X is opaque, you will not even see anything here. You would actually just see, because X doesn't have a hole, right? You would actually see this. Is okay, it will be entirely like this. This would be your shadow. This on the right. This is provided X does not allow light to pass through. Okay. But because X allows light to pass through, okay, that's why the light can even reach over here. Okay, I show you. It goes through the hole at Y. It goes through the hole at Z, and it shines on the screen. Okay. So the circular part tells me that X allows light to pass through. X is transparent. Okay, X is actually transparent. Okay, because of this hint over here. Okay, so I erase the other one on the right. Okay, now you'll get confused. Okay, so X allows most light to pass through. Most of you got it correct. Okay, very good. Then what about least light to pass through? Least light to pass through means what? It's okay, it's okay. That's the most important thing is to learn from it. Hey, hello. Try to focus on the lesson. Be nice to each other, okay? So yes, this light allows this light to pass through means your shadow should be the darkest among the rest. Okay? It should cast the darkest shadow. Okay? Darkest shadow should be formed. And the one that forms a darkest shadow, if you look carefully, is this one. Is the one with over here. The one with a square in the middle. The square hole. So the one with the square hole is which one? Yeah, I see another. Okay, good. It's material Y, right? Because this section here, the one that I'm shading in blue so you can see clearly, is the one that blocks out all the light. Is the one that casts a darker shadow, which has the same shape as Y. So this tells me that Y is actually opaque. While Z, you can see Z, right? The shadow of Z is actually over here. The one that's grayish. Okay? Grayish indicates that that it allows sunlight to pass through. So it's translucent. Okay, so how is it translucent? You see, when the shadow of Y is cast on Z, you see here, this is the shadow of Y, right? It shines on Z, but there's still this blue color part that lights can shine on. then the Z actually block that blue color section. All right, block some of the light at the blue color section over here, which is here, the grayish part. Okay, okay, okay. So very good. So yes, this is our yes material Y allows the least light to pass through. Okay, while the other one Z is translucent. Okay, very good. Okay, so let's look at this one. Yes, a lot of you got it correct. Thank you for all your answers. Okay, what if X is translucent? What do you mean? If X is translucent, right, the shadow is still the same actually. Because translucent, some of the light shines on Y, right? But Y is opaque, so it will still have this shadow at the end. Okay? Can? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the bottom part. Okay. So over here, what happened is that I have no idea where's the fake one. Why? Okay, over here. This person need to wear a pair of, take note, sunglasses, not your normal spectacles, okay? Sunglasses to protect his vision so they can see objects without hurting his eyes on sunny days. So based on the answer given in B, which of the material is most suitable for making the lens of the sunglasses, and explain why. But don't get tricked. They say based on the answer in B. They never say you must choose whatever you have written in B. Okay? Did anyone know? Which one would you choose? It's okay. Which one would you choose? Okay, you think logically. If you want a sunglass, right? Okay, you need. I seen some of you say X and Y. Okay, doesn't who sunglasses? You think carefully. Sunglasses. Which one will you take? Hey, don't. Doesn't mean that you only get to choose these two. No, no, no. You can choose any of the three. They say based on your answer in B means that what based on what you know in B doesn't mean that you only need to choose. You only can choose these two. Okay, so based on what you know in B, you already identified that X is transparent, Y is opaque, that means Z is translucent. Which one you're supposed to use? X, Y, or Z? You think carefully. Okay, I give you a clue. Okay, and imagine if you have opaque material right in front of your eyes. Can you see anything? Do you want your sunglass to not let you see anything? You think carefully. I give you a clue already. So which one would you choose? Hey, why you're still choosing? Why? Okay, don't choose. Why is opaque? Opaque means imagine you put I don't know a water bottle right in front of your. Imagine your water bottle right in front of your eyes, covering your eyes. Do you think you want your sunglasses to be like that? Okay. Yes. Take note. Sunglasses, right? Sunglasses. You still want to see through? Correct. You want to see a little bit. If not, you're gonna trip and fall. Okay. Later, you think accidentally. You imagine you're running and enjoying in the beach. Then you wear a sunglass that's entirely opaque. Then later you fall into the seawater. Okay. So you don't want that to happen. All right. You still want to see a little bit, right? So the sunglass is supposed to only block some light. Not block all the light. If you block all the light, you cannot see at all. You don't need sunglasses. The one you just bandage your eyes can already. Okay, can you don't need even don't waste money. Don't waste money spending on sunglasses if you want to not see at all. You can just put plaster on your eyes. Okay, so for these sunglasses, you only want to block some light. Okay, so sunglass block some light, not all the light. You still need to see. Yes. Yes. Okay. So what happened is, okay, you are which one can you choose? X, Y, or Z. Okay, they let you choose Z. So yes, the correct answer is supposed to be Z. Z is the best one. Yeah, why is opaque? Opaque means you cannot see at all. It's like as if you are closing your eyes. Imagine you just close your eyes entirely. That's basically how your vision will be like if you use an entirely opaque material for your sunglasses. Okay. Yeah, you still be careful, okay? So yes, you're gonna choose Z. Why? But you need to explain, everybody. You need to explain why. Okay? So when you're explaining about light and shadows topic, please remember, okay, to oh no, sunglasses. Be careful, okay? That's why I call you to read carefully. That's why. Okay, so over here, you need to explain. In AGrader, we learn the two-step answering technique, but in this case, okay, this case, three steps, okay, because there is sort of like an experiment. The results are provided for us. Okay, a diagram is provided for us. All right, so we use the three-step answering technique. DSL, your school use CER is fine. It's the same thing. Okay, so describe. Firstly, describe. Why do you choose Z? Describe what is the result of Z. Z is what? Z forms a what kind of shadow? This is the shadow of Z, right? So Z forms a what kind of shadow? Light or dark shadow? Z forms okay, a lighter shadow. Very good. Okay, so describe about the shadow of Z. Okay, it forms a light shadow. Second step, S. DS. S means science concept. What's the science concept? Light shadow means what? Means you need to talk about the property of the object. Does it allows most light, some light, or no light to pass through? Which one do you think it is? Most, some, or no light to pass through? Yes, must talk about light. Very good. Correct. You must explain based on light. Do not just say it is translucent. The end. Cannot. You must talk about light to get your marks. Okay. So yes, it allows some light to pass through, or you can say it blocks some light. These two I accept. Okay. Okay. So then what happens? Link. Then why do you think it's suitable to make the lens of the sunglass? Why you want to choose the one that allows some light to pass through or blocks some light only? Why? Why? Think that time I must think just as long as you explain logically, you will get your marks. Why must it only allow? Why must it allow some light? Why must it block some light? Why cannot be all light? Yes, so that he's still able to see, and his eyes what will not get hurt by the sun. Yes, very good. Okay, okay, so you can see. Good. So he can still see and his eyes will not get hurt. Very good. Okay, so let's write this one down. Okay, so very good. So you can say, why do you choose Z? It's because it formed. Let's use our DSL. Okay, so it formed a light shadow. This why do you choose Z? Because it formed a light shadow on the screen. All right. So what happens? Comma. What does it show? Showing that it blocks some light. Okay, you can say that it only allows sunlight to pass through, also can. Okay. And only some light can enter his eyes. Okay, allowing him to see. That's my link ready. Third step, okay? To see and his eyes will not get hurt. Yes. L means link. Link back to the question. You must explain why you choose this kind of property. Why you choose material Z to be made into the lens of the sunglasses. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna highlight the key thing. So describe the results. Science concept, block sunlight. If you put allow sunlight to only allow sunlight to pass through is perfectly fine. They meant the same thing. Okay, so sunlight can enter his eyes, so he can still see, and his eyes will not be hurt because it's only some of the light, not all the light entering his eyes. Okay. Okay. You know, usually explanation questions, especially for like things with you need to make a choice, right? You have to choose, is it X, Y, or Z? Usually wouldn't be so short. If you have, especially when you need to choose, you need to like explain why you choose that material or choose why you choose that object. Okay, so I'm gonna move on. Oh wait, is it okay? You're still copying? Can. Yeah, it's 2 marks. It's like this. Wait until you go to P5. When you meet when there's a topic called water cycle, you have to write like 3, 4 lines, and it's also 2 marks. Science is still considered short as compared to English because English got composition writing. Science don't need. When you go secondary school, it's even worse. There's like a 5 mark question and you need to write a long explanation. Okay, everyone okay? Yeah, secondary school science, you need to, yeah, there are 5 marks question and you need to write explanation. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Everyone okay? Still need to wait. Okay. Okay, the next one is very easy. I wouldn't say very, but it's simpler as compared to what you have done. Okay, so no problem. You're welcome. This is P4. Okay. This one. Okay. Very straightforward. The diagrams below shows the stages in the life cycle. Life cycle is actually one of the easier topics. Try to get full marks for your life cycle questions, okay? Of a mealworm beetle. Arrange the stages to show the life cycle of a mealworm beetle. Okay, so what comes after D? How come got loose heat one? How come, Adrian? How come you so random? No, no more loose heat here. Okay, okay, let's look at this one. Okay, okay, so after D is what? D, you can see that, okay, what stage is D? Can you tell me the name of the stage of D? D is called the lava stage. Very good, lava stage. Okay, so what comes after, the next stage after lava? It should be the, which stage? I've seen a lot. I've seen some of you sending your answer already. Pupa. Pupa is which stage? Stage what? Good. Pupa stage, right? This one will be the pupa stage, which is stage C. Very good. Then after the pupa. Very good. Thank you for your answer, Isaac. Yes, it should be A, which is called the what stage? A is actually called the adult stage. Very good. Okay, a lot of you. And then after that, the adult will reproduce, right? And then it will have our egg stage, which is B. And then the whole cycle repeats itself again. Life cycle is a cycle. Okay, keeps repeating. Okay, very good. Very good. Thank you for all your answers. Perfect. Okay, so let's look at B. Okay, so for B, right? They're asking us for one difference between the life cycle of a mealworm beetle and you compare it for cockroach. Okay, always remember when you're comparing life cycle, okay, when you're comparing life cycle, you need to compare. You can compare three things. You can compare either, remember, okay, life cycle, when you ask for life cycle, you can compare number one, stages. How many stage? Is it 3 stage? Is it 4 stage? Okay, and after that, you can also compare another one, which is about the location. Do they spend their entire life cycle on land? Or do they spend part of the life cycle on land and part in water? Then the third thing that you can compare about is resemblance. Does the young resemble the adult or they don't resemble the adult? Okay, so but then for mealworm beetle and cockroach, right, it's the easiest. Number of stages, very good, Maverick. So what happens? Mealworm beetle has how many stages? Mealworm beetle has, no, there's not, no. There's no three difference. I'm just writing down what you can compare. Okay? For mealworm beetle and cockroach, there's actually only two differences, which is the stage. Okay, very good. Mealworm beetle has a 4 stage life cycle. Cockroach have a 3 stage life cycle. Do not write 3 life cycle. You must put the word stage. Okay? The missing word stage will change the whole meaning of your answer. Okay, can? All right. If you say three life cycle, right, means that the cockroach die and then resurrect again, and then it goes a cycle three times before it officially died. Okay, so no. All right. You must say three-stage life cycle for cockroach, four-stage life cycle for mealworm beetle. Okay. Another difference is actually the resemblance. You have to for okay. There's actually two accepted answers here. You can say that mealworm beetle's young does not resemble the adult, but the cockroach young resemble the adult. Resemble means looks like the adult. Okay, okay? All right. So looks like, okay? So, all right, so I'm gonna write this one down. I'm just gonna write the simpler difference. A lot of students usually just write stages, the number of stages, okay? So you can say that the mealworm beetle has a four-stage life cycle, but the cockroach has a three-stage life cycle. Okay, so there's a difference. We are comparing life cycle. We are not comparing the size, the characteristics of the organism. The one is under like living things and non-living things. Okay, like if they ask you to compare life cycle, just compare life cycle. Don't say that this has feathers and that has three body parts. Okay, no. Okay, can. All right. So everyone, okay. So please be very careful. Life cycle, just stick to life cycle. Okay. So for C, all right, so for C, let's look at this one, okay? So C, they said that mealworm beetles lays many eggs at one time. How? Okay, basically they're just asking you why. Why must they lay many eggs at one time? Why not just one egg? Why? Why must lay many eggs at one time? What do you think? Gwen, okay, if it lays one egg, also can continue the life cycle. You still have a young. But why must be many? Any idea? You got the idea there. Some of you say not all of them will survive, right? You got the idea there, but you must phrase it correctly. Okay, you got the idea there, Zimin. Okay, some of them don't make it. There'll be predators. Their eggs will get eaten up. Okay, so you have to say not increase the chance of survival. Increase survival is more about water. Survival is more about your food, water, and air. This one is you increase the chance of what? Of the eggs. Okay, a successful. Okay, okay, okay. You got don't say baby. Don't say baby here. Okay, we don't really call young of insects baby. Okay, so for this you say that yes, you all got the idea there. Increase the chance of the eggs hatching, so that the mealworm can grow into adults. Yes, very good. Don't need to mention about extinction. Extinction is more of like why do animals reproduce? Okay, everybody, if the question asks, why does living thing reproduce? It is to prevent extinction. It is to ensure continuity, prevent extinction. But now the focus here is about laying many eggs. Why must be many? They're not asking about reproduction here. Okay, so be very careful. Okay, so for this, why must it lay many eggs at a time? It is to increase the chance of some eggs hatching, allowing the mealworm beetle or the mealworm to grow into an adult. Okay, I'm going to highlight the key thing that you need to say. Increase the chance of the eggs hatching. So they can grow into adults. Okay? Yes, tomorrow is still PSLE marking day. That will be the last day of your so-called holiday, your home-based learning. Okay? A lot of you got the idea there for question C, but you all must phrase it scientifically. Okay? Can? So we usually say increase the chance of something. In this case, it's increase the chance of the egg hatching and allowing them to grow into adults. Okay? All right, I'm gonna move on, okay? So for this one, D, okay, D is asking us to explain why the mealworm is classified as, this one very easy. Why is a mealworm an insect? This one is characteristic of animals already. This one nothing to do with the life cycle already. What do you think happened? What? How do I know whether it's an insect? Maverick, I'm very sure you know that it does have so many legs. Okay, so okay, it has three body parts, head, thorax, abdomen. Okay, can. It has six legs. Okay, very good. All right, so yes. So you have to say that it has six legs, similar to an insect. Okay, you can anyone. You want to say three body parts also can. Okay, there are two accepted answer here. You want to write three body parts also can. This one, this explanation easy. Describe science concept. It's like an insect. Okay. Yes, very good. Okay, feeler, a pair of feelers. Okay, fine. But the usually your school teacher prefer you all to write six legs and three body parts. Okay? Okay, let's move on to question 7. All right. Okay, hi. Okay, question 7 is the last one. Okay, so over here, they said that CT wanted to find out if the presence of water affects germination of seeds. Everybody, you see, to find out again. To find out is the aim of the experiment. Okay, so what is my change variable here? We went through aim like 2 times just now, at least twice. So what is the change variable here? Hello, y'all, please don't disturb. Be careful, change variable. Look at the aim. The aim will tell you the change variable. Soil not very specific. You be a little bit more specific. Exactly what about the soil? Dry soil, moist soil means what? Means you must be a little bit more yes, it's actually about the water. The soil, okay, is not the important part here. It's actually here, you see everybody, the aim always usually in the sentence is the aim, right? We'll talk about the change variable and the measured variable. And look at the word affects. Change variable affects measured variable. Okay, so everybody, by looking at the aim, it will tell you what's my change variable and your measured variable most of the time. Okay, look at the word affects. Always remember that change variable affects measured variable. Okay, so she placed 3 similar seeds. Okay, everything else the same, 3 similar seeds. Okay, the soil dry or moist is something to do with water. And what happened is they said that the seeds germinated. Which direction will the roots grow towards? Okay, you think carefully. Roots will grow towards the what? The yes, the moist soil, the water. Very good, all of you. Yes, roots needs water, right? Roots is the job of the roots is to get water. Okay, so roots absorbs water. It will grow towards the moist soil, so it will grow in this direction. You have to put a tick there. Okay, moist means there is water. Okay, so you will see roots growing to the right, not up, not down. Okay, okay, can. All right. So yes. Okay, so explain your answer. Okay, can explain your answer for part A. So what happens? Okay, when you explain for AGrader, we teach 2 steps answering technique for those that are not experiment. Okay, in this case, they never tell us the result. Okay, this one they never tell us. You see, they never tell us the result. They never tell you where the roots are growing. Okay, and they call you to explain. So it's just a 2-step answering technique. DS. Okay, describe about the job of the roots, the function of the roots. Why you say that roots will grow there? talk about the function. Then your science concept, okay, talk about why it will grow towards the soil. Because there is water, you need to grow towards there to absorb water. Okay, okay? All right. Oh, no, no, no. We are looking at the top view. Down as in the bottom part of the container, the bottom section of the container. We are doing like the top view, not the side view. Side view go down means to be into the soil. Okay. So over here, everyone again. So for this, talk about the function. You have to say that roots absorb. If you say absorbs or take in, is fine. Okay. Water and minerals. Okay. Then your second part, talk about the soil. So it will grow towards the moist soil as it contains water. Okay? You need cloud limb, yours is fine as well. Okay, I'm gonna highlight the key things. You must talk about the function of the roots. Grow towards because there is water. Because as it absorb water, as it needs to absorb water, also can. Okay, can? Okay, so let's look at C. Okay, yes, I'm gonna move on. All right, Zeddy, I think you're overthinking things. This is P4. they they don't learn about herbs, and if they never say herbs, you don't assume that it's herbs. Okay, we go for the general thing. Okay, generally, all living things needs water. Okay, can so go for the general thing. This is P4, not we are we are not studying to be farmers, so they are not expected to know whether herbs grows well in what kind of soil. Okay, can? Okay, so let's look at C. Okay, C, identify the type of variables in the experiment above by ticking the correct box. Okay, so basically, just identify. I call you to identify already, right? Just now, change then measured variable over here. So we should get the answer correct. So can you all tell me type of seed? Should it be the same, change or measured? Don't get confused. Zeddy's one is not even tested in PSLE. So you all can just focus on what I explained. Okay, can? This is P4. Even PSLE won't test on that. Okay, usually you just need to remember seeds, living things, all living things needs water. Okay? Okay, can? So type of seed, can you all tell me type of seeds should be what? Same, change, or measured? Yes, type of seeds are the same. Okay, so it must be kept the same. Okay, what about amount of light? To ensure a fair test, only one thing is changed, and it must be the one that's in the aim. Very good. Okay, so amount of light is also same. Very good. Then what about presence of water? Ah, water. Water. What about water? Water must be the same? Yes, water is my change variable over here. One has no water, one has water. Okay, so that is my changed variable. And the direction of roots growth. Okay, a lot of you said yes, measured variable. Very good. Okay, yes, a lot of you said measured variable. And roots, not the same, okay? We are recording. See, how do I know whether the seeds germinate? I look at whether the roots grow or not. Why? Because the moment the roots grow, it tells me that the seeds is starting to grow. The seeds is starting to germinate. Okay, so take note, okay? So over here, I will have to measure which direction the roots grow. Okay? Can? Yes, that's my measured variable. Very good. It's okay. No worries. Okay? So Anyway, I think after this week, some of you have your exams ready. So all the best for your exams. Okay. Hope that you learn a bit more today. Yes, we end it. This is the last question. Okay. So all the best for your end of year exam. Okay. Germination means when the seed starts to grow into a seedling, into a young plant. That process is called germination. So the moment the roots come out, you can see the roots. It shows you that the seed started to grow. The seed started to germinate. So that's germination. Okay. Hello, Gwen. You are my student. What's your name? What's your real name? Oh, no, you're welcome, Annie. All the best for your exams. Oh, Christian. Oh, Christian. That means you will know you will know who you're talking to. Christian, you're using your parents' account, is it? Tanya is also using her parents' account. So you're talking to her just now. Bye. Tomorrow, you want to talk about the live? Okay, over here. P4. Those of you who are in P4, Thursday, have live. Tomorrow, no. Okay? Thursday is the next live, 7 p.m. Okay, can? Okay, and everybody, I just want to let you all know something else as well. Okay, wait, let me show you this one. Yeah. Okay, so everybody, let me show you this one. Hey, this one. Okay. We are just trying to say that we have online classes and our online lessons are open for registration now. Okay, I'm actually next those of you who are going to P5 next year, I'll be teaching the online classes. Okay, so the registration is open now. Okay, can? Okay. Oh, next year P5, I'm the one teaching. Okay, so you can go to our TikTok account or go to our website AGrader to know more about the time slots. Hopefully it fits. Okay. So all the best for your exams. It's okay. Why is that? You are P6, right? Okay. Bye. I'm gonna end the meeting, okay? I'm gonna end this live, okay? Bye. See ya. Again, just a gentle reminder, next live is on Thursday, 7 p.m. for English. Bye. See you. Next week, not me. Next week, I think I will be doing 2 weeks later on the 28th. So I'll see you all 2 weeks later, okay? Bye. Next week, no P4 science. P4 science on the 28th. Okay? Bye.